Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to super blue or gun blue a 1957 Alco 200A locomotive frame. This frame is showing its age and it is rusting, so I want to make it look like new again. First I'm going to take some WD-40 and I'm going to spray the frame down on both sides to remove any of the old oil, grease, and dirt which may have accumulated over time. I'll attach a 6-inch brass wire wheel brush to my bench polisher, and while wearing the proper PPE and standing to the side of the wire wheel brush, we're going to apply light pressure to the motor frame and we're going to remove the existing bluing. It doesn't take a lot of force to get it off. As you can see here, the frame is being stripped very nicely by the wire wheel brush. Use a Dremel tool with a wire wheel brush to get those hard to reach areas. I'm using a steel wire brush cup to get to the dimple of the motor frame for the front truck. And here we have a freshly stripped motor frame here that we are ready to super blue. But before I do that, I'm going to take my wire wheel cup. I'm going to go over the frame one more time just so that the polished area is even. Take everything outside and you're going to want to have fresh air to do this next process. First, take isopropyl alcohol and you're going to want to wipe off the frame to get rid of any dirt oil residue during the handling process. I use a 1500 watt heat gun to heat up the frame because the super blue takes a lot better when the metal is heated up. Take some super blue and put it onto a cotton swab. You don't need much right now to start with, and you're going to apply it to the frame. You can start off in any direction that you want. I started from the front back, and you can see that the frame instantly blues once the liquid is applied to the frame. Now it doesn't have to be perfect since this is the first coat. Now at this moment right now, don't panic, because even though it does look like a mess on both sides, it will come out better. Let it sit for 30 seconds to dry, and then you're going to want to wipe it off with a cold rag. Dry the frame with the heat gun. Using 0000 steel wool, lightly sand the metal frame on the top and bottom. This will get out any of the imperfections that you see on the bluing. And you can see right now on the first coat that the coat does look more even than when you first applied it. Now we're going to want to achieve more even coats and a darker coat here. So we're going to reheat the frame again. We're going to put on more super blue. Let it dry for 30 seconds, then apply a cold wet rag to wipe off the residue. Dry it off with the heat gun again. And then sand all the imperfections off with the 0000 steel wool. And you can see that the frame is now more uniform in color and it's more consistent. So I gave about 3 coats for this and it came out pretty good. Now it did say wait a little bit before I put any of the oil on there, but I had a problem, and the following morning there was a little bit red showing up on the frame. I figured some of the acids might have leaked through. So later on in the day when I got home from work, I went to resand the frame again with my brass wheel on my bench polisher, and this bluing does go deep into the metal for protection. So once I did all that, then I started the whole process over again to reblue the frame. Again, heat up the frame and I put the super blue on, and even in the current state that you see the photo, 1 coat was enough. But for me, I put 3 coats on through the whole process just to penetrate the metal and for protection. And believe me, the frame did come out awesome. Now at this point, once the frame is completely dried and you're happy with the results, I'm using Birchwood Barricade oil protector, and I'm going to apply that to the frame after I super blued the Alco A frame. The oil gives extra protection and gets moisture out of the metal so that it will not rust or corrode in any form or way. Even after the frame has been super blued and oiled, it is still conductive.